All right, question from Ezrini again about shoulder. Though he doesn't understand the whole shoulder external rotation. He's asking, doesn't it make sense to stretch at end range and bench press dips? Like, for example, if you want to do bench press, to focus on getting some internal rotation while you bench press so that you can stretch your chest. It's not quite clear of an answer, but the question I do want to answer to help clarify is the whole, I don't get the whole stable shoulder thing about requiring external rotation. So let's talk about the shoulder. The shoulder is a ball and socket joint, right? And when the arms move behind your body, your arm goes into internal rotation, right? That's the natural movement of the humerus. That's the design. And then when you go up above your head, you're going to get some external rotation. So it's kind of like as you go up, your kind of thumb wants to go up, the humerus wants to externally rotate, and as you go down, the humerus is supposed to internally rotate. Now, keep that in mind, that is the sort of design of the system, though when you're up above your head, you can internally rotate. The thing that I want to emphasize when it comes to shoulder external rotation is that external rotation allows for less slack in the system, a stable joint. It's almost like screwing in to the socket. So if you have the arm here and I do external rotation, I'm just exaggerating my arm, moving my thumb, my wrist here, but really what it is being able to suck the shoulder into the socket. And it's not necessarily that you have to be bolted down like this. It's just really more that the socket needs to be able to sort of twist in or counteract. You know, think about this. If you're gonna throw a punch, right? Flexion, internal rotate, flexion, internal rotation, you need to have external rotation force to sort of control the stability in the shoulder. If you don't have strong external rotators, you'll basically throw your arm out, you know, in a way. Because it's like you have your, just a simple example that's not even accurate, but it gives you a general idea. Like, let's say you have your chest muscles and you have your rhomboids, right? And if you're gonna do a bench press or a push-up, your rhomboids have to sort of stretch out or stabilize the shoulder blades while your chest contracts. And then vice versa, if you're gonna retract your rhomboids to do like a row or something, your chest needs to stretch out and then your rhomboids have to contract. Now, when it comes to external rotation, the same thing. External rotation, internal rotation, the idea is to keep the humerus, the shoulder socket, the shoulder joint with integrity. Now, when you're doing a bench press, when your arms go behind your body into a bench press position, you have the shoulder goes into internal rotation. The problem is if you don't have good shoulder extension and internal rotation in the shoulder, you're going to dump your shoulder forward. And a big part of that is not having strong external rotators in the shoulder. Now, I don't know if you can kind of see that. Think about this, being able to pull my shoulders back, lowering the bench press or the bar to my chest, being able to keep a stable shoulder joint, right? And then I don't have the flexibility or the external rotation strength to keep my position because I'm going lower to my chest. So then I dump. I let my shoulder shrug down or my shoulder internally rotates. And then I have to somehow get out of that sort of what Kelly started out, we'll call like douchebag position, where your shoulders go round in and you're at the bottom of the bench press right here, bar touching your chest, and you have to sort of externally rotate the shoulder and then push. Now you don't really cue it, but that's what's happening. It's twisting in, the socket is going this way, the arm is going this way, and then as you push out, it's going that way. You know, and that's the system of a press. It's a system of a push-up, it's a system of a bench press or dumbbell press. And you need to be able to have that. And a lot of the time, when you don't have that position, you don't have that sort of push, what happens is you lose slack and you give it out in the shoulder blade. So again, trying to illustrate, bringing back into this position here, you can't hold it. So what you do is you try to, since you can't touch your chest, but you're being asked to touch your chest, you give up slack in your shoulder blade system or your shoulder socket, so then you dump, right? And then you try to get out of it, and then the problem is you can't get back into the tightest spot you were in. So then what happens is your shoulder blade's sort of loose, like this, and then you try to press with your triceps, but then your chest basically has very little tension. God, I wish I can describe it better. If you have a question, go ahead and ask it. I can maybe give better examples, but going to the deadlift, giving it as an example, is sort of just like the deadlift, because when you are positioning your lower back, being the last thing to get position, it is the usually the lower back that's going to take the beating of the force. That's why when you go and reach down for the bar, you have to stay tight and not move your spine, and then move the knee and the hip joint. If you move it, if you move it the spine first, just assuming you're not wearing a belt, you're going to take the most tension in that system because it's the last part of the system to get tight. Now I know it's a little confusing. Again, if you have a question, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.